This is number 12 on the Exam 2 review. On this one we have that a rock band is playing a 5-city tour. The city and distances in miles are given in the weighted graph below. The cost of the bus in which they are traveling is $8 per mile, so that'll be important later. We want to use the nearest neighbor tour starting and ending at vertex A. We want to give the number of miles and the cost of the tour. Alright, so we're going to start at A. And so from A, I've got 4 options. These are my 4 options. And I want to pick the one with the smallest number. So it looks like that's going to be 185. So that means I want to go to D next. And I like to go ahead and write the weight up there. Alright, so I started at A and I've gone to D. So that means I only have 3 options left. I can go from D to E, D to B, or D to C. And it looks like the best option, the cheapest option, is going to be to go to E, which has a weight of 302. Okay, so now I've been to A, D, and E. So from E, I only have 2 options. It looks like C is the cheaper of the 2 options, so I'm going to go to C next, and that'll be a weight of 165. Now at this point, I have been to every city except for B, so I don't really have an option now. I have to go to B, and that has a weight of 305. But then remember, this is a circuit, so it has to also end at vertex A. So when I'm done, I have to go back home. So B to A is going to be 500. All right, so this would be AD, EC, BA. That would be the nearest neighbor tour. And if I add up all of my weights, I get 1,457. Now remember, this is distance in miles, so that gives me the distance of the trip. So I did number of miles, but I also need to do cost. So this goes back to that $8 per mile. I'm going to take my answer from the first part, the number of miles, and I'm going to multiply it by 8. And that comes out to be $11,656. So this would be the cost of their tour. So let's say they want to try to find a cheaper one. So this time we're going to start at C. Okay, so we're going to start and end at C each time. So I'm going to erase all this, and we're going to start with C. Okay, so I've got several options. From C, I can go 4 directions. So I want to find the one that is the cheapest. It looks like the cheapest thing to do is to go to E. Sorry, I didn't change that. And that's going to be 165. All right, so we started at C and we went to E. So from E, I can go to A, B, or D. I have to go to a city I haven't been to yet. It looks like the cheapest is going to be A. So I go to A next, and that will be 205. Okay, so now I've been started at C, I went to E and A. So from A, I only have 2 choices. So each time you go, it narrows down a little bit more. So it's going to be cheapest to go to D, and that's going to be 185. All right, so now you can see the only city I haven't been to is B. So I have to go to B next. That's going to be 360. And then remember, I have to go back to where I started, so then I have to go back to C, and that's 305. But remember that they do want to start their tour at city A. Maybe that's their home city. So when we rewrite this, we're going to write it starting and ending at A. So what I do is I start with this letter, this A right here, and I write it down, and I just follow the order going to the right. So I have A, D, B, C. When I hit the C, I go back to the beginning. I go to the left. I don't write the C down twice, but I go to E and then back to A. So that gives me my tour. If I add up all those numbers, it comes out 1,220 miles. So we can see that's a little bit less mileage, which should mean a little less money. So just like the last problem, we're going to multiply by 8 to get the cost, and that would be 9,760. So we can see that that would give us a slightly less expensive option than the first one.